Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Kalen. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order. Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from cover.
To flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done. No. It's best that you both go.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, Mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough! This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Kalen. A glorious moment for us all.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right? Yes, so am I.
You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley. I will be fighting beside the King with the rest of the Grey Wardens. Again, at his request. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
We soil our drawers, that's what.
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you. Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Nivel 5, a ver. Bueno, todavía no nos dan ¿cómo se llama? Habilidades, ¿no? Y encima tengo 2 puntos. Bueno, vamos a poner este. Necesitamos 30 de magia, pero ya lo tenemos. Vamos así. Los atributos. Y los atributos, bueno, vamos a llegar a 34. Porque esto me piden 34. A ver... 30, 36. Bueno, a 36 voy a llegar. Porque este también... Está bueno este. Todos los impactos que recibes se convierten en impactos críticos. Bueno, es templario. Resistencia. Ah. Bueno, lo que decía que, por ejemplo, el tema de los guerreros y pícaros no hay versatilidad. O sea, si yo, por ejemplo, Alistair es escudo y espada, entonces hay que ponerle todo esto. No tiene sentido, por ejemplo, ponerle esto, algunos puntos acá o acá, porque va a usar escudo. Y esto de guerrero... Esa pasiva, esta es mantenida, el guerrero. Este es para llamar. Y este templario, a ver qué hace esto. Le saca maná. Ah, este, sí. Elimina hechizos. Ah, los atributos. Vamos a ver una cosa. Acá. Yo voy a necesitar 16 de astucia. Astucia nomás. Alistair. No, esto no va a necesitar. Sí, no sé, podría ponerle. Esto solamente pide nivel. Esto pide astucia. Y no pide... Destreza, ¿para qué tiene destreza? No entiendo por qué. ¿Por qué tiene magia? A ver. Por esto. No, este paseo. Esto sería. No. Sacaría daño de acuerdo a la magia esto. Entonces no es tan importante. Vamos a darle la fuerza. Más o menos. Hasta que tenga 38. No, me parece 42, me parece. La armadura más tocha te pide 42, me parece. Y se fueron todos ahora, a ver. Y bueno, esto lamentablemente... No, pues no somos pícaros encima. ¿Y si esta misión la cagué? Ahora estoy pensando. Voy a tener que cargar la partida. Me parece que la cagué, ¿eh? Has encontrado la última voluntad de alguien llamado a la espesura. Debes buscar la caja. Me parece que la cagué. A ver. Bueno, igual no hay problema porque si ponele que yo ya lo hice, cargamos de vuelta y continúa. Acércatelo re. A ver acá cómo tenía la misión. Debes buscar la caja. Sí, me parece que no lo hice, joder. Bueno, acá habíamos matado al demonio ese. Y bueno, después paso los diálogos y ya está. Cuando volvamos. Tenemos que venir acá. Que dice que hay un escondrijo o algo así. Ya había looteado la... había looteado la... ¿Dónde están las estatuas? Ok. Está bien, acá no se puede. Allá es. Sí. Esto ya está. Dice que tenemos que ir acá. Y este tiene... Ah, y este se había muerto. Tiene la penalización. ¿Qué dice acá? Ah, ahí está, mirá. Bueno, esto vamos a... Ahí está. Bueno, vamos a tener que hacer de vuelta. Ahora sí. Después cuando vayamos a Risco Rojo hay que entregársela. La otra opción era... sacar lo que tenía adentro y ahí terminaba la misión. Bueno, este ya tenía la flor. Ya está. Y nos faltan los documentos, ¿no?
I shall do it.
More the fools they!
Right to the face!
Come, let us end this. Now you fall.
As you say. I shall do it.
Bueno, y ahora que, como ya he vuelto, o sea, vuelto para atrás, ya sé que ahora se van a, los voy a perder a estos dos. Entonces, a ver, entonces se me habían sacado, no me habían sacado las cosas encima. Ah, sí, creo que sí. Claro, tiene 2 dagas. Sí, me parece que sí. Unas botas ni tenemos, que tenemos una sola. Sí, nos había sacado las cosas. Espadón equilibrado. Me los podría dejar desnudos, pero ya sé que
I shall do it.
sé que van a morir. Pero me parece que sí. Bueno, vamos a sacarle. Los vamos a ver desnudos en la cinemática. Sí, me parece que sí, pero bueno. Ya no hay más combates. Creo que acá no había nada. Y bueno, ahora va a aparecer Morgan. Nos vamos a ver a Flemet.
What say you? Scavenger or intruder? You there, handsome lad. Tell me your name and I shall... I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke it. 'Twas my mother, in fact.
And what of you? Do you possess a different viewpoint? Or do you believe as the others do?
They did not...
And why not? Take the... such...
Ahora tengo las cosas. Sí, pero me parece que bueno, no importa. ¿Está el vendedor? No me acuerdo. Ah, tenemos que hacer el ritual. Ahí estaba, entonces ¿por qué tenía las cosas?
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supply? So long as you...
¿Qué es esto? Cristal de relámpago. No se puede en este personaje. Cinco con 50 daño por electricidad. Bueno, vamos a hablar con Duncan.
So you return from the wilds. Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately. I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price.
Are you Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you. I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it.
At last, we come to the joint. How do you feel? Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king. The meeting...
Ahí está. ¿Y por qué no está alistar? Ah, me olvidé de esto. Joder, ahora no estaba, me parece. Ah, sí, sí. Me había olvidado de esto.
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you. He looks better already. I'm sure. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about... Come.
Ahí está. Bueno, esta se la tenemos que llevar. El rey quiere verte. Entonces capaz que se me... Ah, todavía está el vendedor. Ah, me da... Y me apareció esto ahora. Vamos a venderlo.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Let me know what you'd like.
Ah, ese se lo puedo dar a Alistair. Vamos a poner acá. Este creo que era, ¿no? No. Este. Ah, bueno, tenía los 2 puntos.
If the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He might get mad, start crying. You'll feel bad.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on. Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
You rely...
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch. Just...
You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for. If it does, leave it to us. Then I'm done.
Bueno, ahí está, ahora sí. Fuerza. Ah, a ver si... si esto está bien. Pará, es una pasiva, a ver. No. El guerrero adopta una posición de desafío y comenta la hostilidad. Amenazar, a ver si lo tiene. Ah, sí, lo tiene. Le vamos a poner el... Ah, porque es para mí, joder. Nada, prefiero tener voluntad, va. Igual es verdad, son 2 puntos contra 1. Sí, no, pero prefiero tener voluntad. Y ahora sí se fueron todos, ¿no? Tenemos que ir ahí, bueno, este. Y eso debe ser un DLC lo que está abajo. Bueno, tenemos que ir a la torre. Tenemos que ir a la torre. Ya sabemos dónde es la torre porque hablamos con un guardia.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The blight ends here.
Let's cross the bridge and get to the Tower of Ishal.
Tienen arma de asedio.
You should never... I'm in need.
Die!
You should never come.
Help me. They're everywhere. They've taken the tower.
Y acá no creo que haga nada. Los cofres, bueno, eso. ¿Dónde está Lister? Acá. Los cofres que no pude abrir, hay que despedirnos. Ah, mira.
As you say.
Esto apareció ahora, me parece.
You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
What are you talking about, man? Taken how?
The Darkspawn came up through the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
Bueno, tenemos dos compañeros más. Uy, ya se los están por cargar ahora.
I shall do it.
Don't be a fool!
Ah, mira, y te pueden pegar, a ver, para. Que se vuelve completamente inmune al daño. No, que no le peguen a ese. Uno es arquero. A este que le... Hay arquero, joder. Y nuestro arquero está pegando, está. No, cargué porque nos están reventando. Para que agarro, había una planta, ¿dónde era?
You.
Bueno.
Very well. Best be wary.
Y este no le pega. Ahora cambió la cosa. Hay uno ahí arriba también.
It shall be done. It is begun. It is begun. Very well.
Bueno, entonces si tiro esto, tengo que evitar que no los golpeen, porque no le van a hacer daño.
I shall do it. Shall be given. Cut them down! Lord of fools they! I shall do it. Come, let us end this. It is begun. If we must fight, let us do it quickly.
Bueno, lo que no te dice el juego es verdad, el daño que hacen las habilidades, no sabes el daño que hacen.
It shall be done.
Todos arqueros. A este vamos a tirarle
you say.
Me vino a pegar a mí. No, ese no.
Send me! Glory!
Ahora sí. Están bajando a este. No tengo mana.
I am armed.
Corre, corre. Le quiere seguir dando, ¿no?
Okay, done with you now.
Hostia, boludo.
As you say.
Supuestamente uno era arquero, ahora es... Claro, porque tienen equipado doble arma. Al externo. Ahora se puso mazo y... Pero no dice lo que es. Humano, ay, guerrero. Son guerreros. No, son todos guerreros, ¿no? Hostia, va.
Missed!
Hay que bajar a este, va.
Your weapon, your weapon! Drop!
A este hay que bajar. Ah, mira, se va corriendo. Ahora me están pegando a mí. ¿Cuántos hay allá? Para, vamos de vuelta. Vamos a hacer una cosa, yo hacía un truquito. Porque son muchos, vamos a traerlos. Cambiar selección de grupo. ¿Cómo es esto? Cambiarse.
We need to get to the beacon. The king needs low
We
gain to
must get
charge.
to the top of the tower.
Vamos a traerlos. A ver si vienen y le damos caña acá. Ahí está el mago, ¿no? El emisario. Bueno, ahora...
Don't give them the advantage! I am armed.
Ahí está el maguito, hay que agarrar a este. Para primero, no le peguen a este, vayan a este.
As you say.
Bueno, así, hay que hacer así. Hay que aprovechar que son medios torpes y vienen. Ah, esta era una trampa, mira. Yo pensé que era un hechizo. Y menos mal que no nos comemos la bola de fuego. Esto me parece que es inflamable, ¿eh? Ah, bueno, ya sé. Sí, también se puede, por ejemplo, tirar grasa y prenderlo fuego, pero no es muy recomendable.
Very well.
Otro cofre más que no podemos abrir.
Now we do battle. Very well. Shall we?
Ah, bueno. Salieron del otro lado.
Don't give them the advantage!
Son un montón.
enough to take me? Die! Huh. Take all of that.
Very well.
Creo que tenemos que ir ahí, ¿no? Segunda planta.
As you say.
Pensé que acá no había. Ah, y otro más. La puta se fue, weón.
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here. Hey, you're right. I guess there is a silver lining here if you think about it. At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Tyron Loghain will be waiting for the signal.
No, mira todo lo que hay ahí. Para. Vayan a por esto.
Need help?
son más fáciles. Ahora vamos a reponernos.
I shall do it.
A ver si se puede ver. Son 4. Ah, del otro lado no parece que haya. Hay un arquero. No, pará. Sí, me parece que hay más, pero no son tan fuertes como nosotros. Vamos para atrás.
As you say.
More the fool's day! Damn you! Now we do battle.
Shall be done.
¿Por qué no van a pegarle?
It's begun.
Me están por bajar. Bueno, ahí está la tercera planta, ¿no?
It shall be done. Very well. I shall do it. As you say. Very well. Shall be given. Blast! Let's have at it!
I shall do it.
Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us.
A medida que subimos cada vez peor está. Ya empiezan a aparecer cuerpos mutilados. Hagamos una cosa, vamos a ponernos todos ahí.
As you say. It's begun. I am armed.
Vienen hasta acá los arqueros. Ah, a veces los alfa pueden ser petizos también.
As you say.
lo podemos sacar. Ah. Para ver si lo saco, no creo que nos ataquen a nosotros. Bueno, cagamos, era para que peleen acá. Bueno, pasé de nivel, ahí está, ahí tenemos otro. Este damos 14 de astucia. Vamos a poner entonces 14 de astucia. Si no me pongo así y después me pongo el siguiente puntito. Para 16. Vamos a poner acá, pero bueno, esto no lo voy a usar, pero quiero avanzar después. Porque este no sé si todavía a equiparlo. Ah, a ver, pará, si nos vamos. Vamos a donde están los perros, capaz que nos ayudan,
Off I go.
Ahí está, mirá. Son un montón estos. ¿Este qué está haciendo? Bueno, no importa, vamos a centrarnos en esto. Los perros son muy buenos, Ah. Estaban peleando los perros solos porque tienen la orden de que se queden quietos, güey. Vamos.
There is no glory in bloodshed. No, break it quick.
Vamos a usar a los perros. Vamos para atrás. Oh, hay uno. Ahí está.
Very well. As you say. No! Our skill has won the day. As you say.
Qué lástima que no me puedo llevar a los perros, ¿no? Encima no se murió ninguno.
It is begun. As you say.
Bueno, este vamos a sacarlo. Este también.
Very well.
El Urlot Alpha, ¿no? Va, el ogro, perdón, el ogro. El clásico. Me la tiró a mí, ¿eh?
Watch out!
Auxilio. No, lo bajó.
The advantage.
Las ejecuciones están buenas.
The beacon is over here. We've surely missed the signal. Let's light it quickly before it's too late.
It has begun.
Hay que hablar con Alistair. Creo que sí, ¿eh?
The beacon is over here. We've surely missed the signal. Let's light it quickly before it's too late.
Ah, ahí está.
It shall be done.
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
Ah, le podía haber sacado las cosas a los soldados. Pero bueno.
You were injured, and then Mother rescued you. Do you not remember?
Ah, acá no me acordaba yo de esto. La madre nos rescató.
Mother managed to save you and your friend, though 'twas a close call. What is important is that you both live. The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well. All dead. Your friend has veered between denial and grief since Mother told him. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke. Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal. I do not mind. Take your time. She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
Para mí que se transformó en un dragón. Seguramente le habrá dicho a ella que se transformó en un pájaro. Es mi tal.
I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you. Who says I would ransom for coin? Gold has its uses, I suppose, but power buys far more. Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now. I do not know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it. We are safe for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it. I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
As you say.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not? Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these darkspawn. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blights. Or did that change when I wasn't looking? If you think small numbers make you helpless, you are already defeated.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
Nos están mintiendo. Pero bueno. No iban a revelar todo el lore en el primer juego.
The throne? He's the Queen's father. Still, I can't see how he'll get away with murder.
You speak as if he would be the first king to gain his throne that way. Grow up, boy.
If Al-Eamon knew what he did, he would never stand for it. The Landsmeet would never stand for it. There would be civil war. I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
You have more at your disposal than merely old friends.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Al-Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens. No, thank you. You are the Grey Wardens here, not I. Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
¿Cómo cambia el juego jugarlo ahora, la verdad? Con todo lo que sé, con todo lo que se sabe. Ahora tengo un respeto a la señora esta. Antes, la primera vez, dice, ¿quién es esta? Es una diosa que cometió errores en el pasado y bueno, está tratando de arreglarlos.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens. Do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours. I may have answers. Ask. From time to time, I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here. The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us. You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. It is important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in. They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated. 'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes? Mother was alone long before I came, and will be so long after I am dead. Such is her choice, though I suspect she would claim the choice was made for her. 'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travelers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing. I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
You missed your chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the Blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Esta es la casa de Flemeth.
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew. Oh, I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves. That is between the world and me. Your business is elsewhere. It is not a matter of power. No one person in all of Thedas has enough power to stand against a blight. Were that the case, sending you two would be quite the jest. What is important is that you are both Grey Wardens. Your task is to unite the land, inspire its men, and turn them from their petty politics to face the archdemon. In that, you are more powerful than I by far. I am but an old woman whom the world has largely forgotten. That is between the world and me. Your business is elsewhere. Yes, you should. You have a whole lot of darkspawn to get past before you sleep.
Bueno. Sí, vamos a poner este. Después no sé, creo que un punto acá después. Nivel 8, entonces... A ver, Morrigan. Está buena la túnica, 2 de magia. Bueno, Morrigan es una cambiaformas. Esta cambiaformas, maga. Me parece que cuando el mago se transforma no puede lanzar hechizos, me parece. También tiene este de frío. Ah, mira, ahí tiene esto. Y esto... ¿Por qué tiene esto? Entrenamiento de combate. Sí, para terreros y pícaros. Ah, sí. Ah, este es el que tengo que llevar a Ni. Los magos pueden recibir más daño de un ataque antes que este interrumpa el lanzamiento. Yo me equivoqué. Y esto no sé qué es entonces. Ah, esto es. No sé si es muy útil eso. Tengo que repasar eso. Este... Tiene para convertirse en araña, ¿no? Ah, claro, porque es el primero. Oso. Y después este cambia... Cambia la forma de estas dos. Ah, no tiene... No tiene para curar, no. A todos los magos hay que ponerles. Pero después voy a tener un mago 100% que cure. Bueno, nos dijo que vayamos acá. Ferelden. Este es de Nerim. Montañas. Norte de las... Acá arriba están las marcas Liga. ¿Visto qué? Campamento. ¿Dónde está acampando actualmente? Para ver. Oh, voy a guardar. ¿Podemos hacer un campamento? Ah, ya lo tenemos, mirá, ahora. Entonces ahora podría charlar con los compañeros. Toda la serie del grupo se van a realizar el campamento. Todos sus miembros se encuentran... Intercambiar nuevo equipo, hacer regalos, charlar. Acabo de abrir el mapa del mundo. Bueno, acá puedo charlar con los compañeros. Que esto es lo que tiene típico los juegos de Bioware.
What do you need? Ask away. Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells. Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together. Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me. What do you need? Ask away. I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word. Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Ah, mira la aprobación.
What do you need? Ask away. Such as they are. That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands. Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go. I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us. I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be 2 of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere. Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere. About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away. Such as they are. About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away. Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you? Let's see. I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills. You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky. I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have. He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking. What do you need? You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of. I don't know. I have no idea what the Grey Wardens do for them when they fall in battle. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just... Yes, I imagine you really have, haven't you? Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little. What do you need? Ask away. Oh, did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact. Well, if you're going to go and pay attention to the facts, then fine. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arleman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respected the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough. I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me. Probably. It was just a kindness he did to a woman who had served him anyway. I didn't sleep on silk sheets in the keep or anything. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story. What do you need? Ask away. Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring. That's just in public. In private, we have these yellow and purple tunics, right? Much more comfortable, and you don't break the beds when you jump on them during a pillow fight. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring. Then let's just get back to what we were doing. No offense, but I'd really rather not discuss it. What do you need? Ask away.
¿Y hay algún menú, algo que me diga la aprobación? Me parece que está... No, esto es resistencia. Me parece que está escondido lo de la aprobación.
What do you wish of me? If you must. I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend. So I assume. My mother has walked the wilds far longer than I. Who am I to suggest what things she has done and not done in her past? Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know? The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess. No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one. I'm shocked that you think so, being a mage of the circle as you were. But perhaps you felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower. I thought so. Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell, and thus requires a mage's talents. Indeed, you could learn the spells required, if I cared to teach you. There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary. They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask. Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch? Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Más 7, Tom.
What do you wish of me? If you must. Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I? Beg pardon, then, while I jump for joy. What is it you asked? If I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness. For the most part, Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for. Was I hurt? What manner of simpering weakling do you take me for? Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested. Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting? To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes, how to eat at a table, how to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again. Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes? Yes? At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees. Such simple pleasures will only enthrall for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken. And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been. They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality. Yes? If you must. You are very cute to ask so many questions. Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more. I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom. It was a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum. Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit. An interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Un miembro del grupo empezó a apreciarse sinceramente. Cuando mejore relaciones con los miembros del grupo, regresa al campamento para hablar con ellos. Estarán mucho más deseosos de... de su hoja de personaje. La barra naranja, dice. ¿Qué me dio una habilidad? Ah, esto, acá está, mirá. Neutral. Ah, mira, con Morgan avanzó un montón. 25. Y si llegan a tener muy negativo, se van. Te abandonan.
Yes? If you must. Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be? Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience. No doubt such a tale has mutated much over time and telling. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire. As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her. Many centuries before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed. The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge. That was not the point. Conobar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies. The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began. The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her. You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too. The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well. I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all. Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless. I see. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on. Yes? So, full of questions, are you? I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me. Truly, I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very question, and she merely laughed at me. 'Tis not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man, or perhaps change to a more attractive form to attract him willingly. I find it more difficult to imagine her with child. It seems likely, does it not? In an animal form, a babe could easily be spirited away and raised as Flemeth's own. I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though I have never met another, and Flemeth has always treated me as her blood. What an odd thing to say. Why must love enter into the equation? Flemeth taught me everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other mothers do not teach these things, then I believe them the lesser. You suppose it's true? 'Tis true. Take yourself. You do not honestly desire such things from me, do you? 'Tis better to be free of such cloying and cluttering delusions as love. There. I am glad you agree. I tire of this discussion. Let us move on, shall we?
Sigue subiendo la aprobación, a ver. Fua, 40.
Yes? So, full of questions, are you?
Ahora tira esa risita porque tiene mucha aprobación.
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
A ver, pará.
Yes? So, full of questions, are you? Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not. I was told to accompany you and to help you, and that I shall. This may extend to the teaching of my mother's skills in time. For now, I simply do not know you well enough. I promise nothing.
Encima no me acuerdo que tuviera ese collar en el Dragon Age 1. Yo pensé que porque esto aparece en el Inquisition, pensé que se lo pusieron ahí. El juego tenía detalles, o sea, el juego tiene algunas cosas que parecen muy de juego de un indie, pero hay otras cosas que resalta bastante. Bueno, yo creo que ya está por ahora. Ya tendremos que partir. Ah, no me deja, tengo que ir acá entonces. Sí, creo que ellos vienen conmigo. Tenemos que venir acá. Ah, esto podía pasar. Acá nos indican los engendros que están avanzando.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your Lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you.
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
¿Qué es el perro que curé? Me parece este, ¿no? Bueno, pará. Lástima que no puedo mover la cámara. Son un montón. Vamos a paralizar algunos. Lo van a reventar al perro. A ver si los puedo. Vamos a prender los fuegos. Morirá el perro. Vamos a congelar a este. Le voy a pegar al perro, ¿no? Ah, para... tomate una de estas.
Our skill has won the day.
Sí.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you. Mabari are like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
El nombre, ¿qué nombre le puedo poner al perro? Vamos a ponerte Winter. Bueno, a veces pasa esto cuando viajamos. Claro, necesito urgente yo otro compañero porque se complica la batalla. Y el perro... Creo que el perro es un quinto... No va a ayudar mucho, porque es un quinto integrante. Y bueno, como... Este juego lo que tiene... Cuando estamos avanzando... ¿Ves? Esto es la... Son los engendros tenebrosos que se están expandiendo. A medida que vayamos avanzando en el juego, esto se va a ir... expandiendo. Y entonces puede ser que cuando viajemos a algún lugar, por ejemplo, si viajo acá... Nosotros estamos viajando acá... Nos intersecten. Como pasó ahora. Pero bueno, salimos vivos. Si me está siguiendo, después hay que ver. Porque parece que el perro se invoca. Como si fuera... Ahí está. Se invoca como alguien aparte.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess that fellow is the leader.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers and you're free to move on.
¿Qué?
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
Bueno, a ver. Ah, mirá, no, es un otro integrante el perro. Entonces en el segundo Dragon Age me parece que es. Bueno, este es un arquero. No, dos arqueros. Vamos a inhabilitar a este. Ahora voy a tirar este. Che, me están dando caña. Este es el jefe. El perro se la banca. No, dale a este, ¿verdad?
No quarter shall be given. All right. We surrender. We're just trying to get by before the darkspawn get us all.
Ah, bueno.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize. Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear. Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts. Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much. It's packed full. The band took his men north with Tear and Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know? Well, then let me go. I'm not going down without a fight.
Bueno, ya un golpecito más ya. ¿Por qué no están pegando a los otros?
Yeah?
Right. Maker!
Quickly, we must fight! There is no glory in blood!
It has begun.
Otra misión tenemos, ¿no? En este pueblo, está bien. Bueno, ese estaba ahí. Ah, estos son principales estas. Claro, lo que pasa es que este, como es un juego viejo, no tiene, no diferencia misiones secundarias y principales. Todo parece todo lo mismo. Está bien. Yo tengo un montón de cosas. Tengo que ir a buscar algún vendedor para empezar a vender. Esto no sé qué es. Es como un arma, pero ¿quién usa esto? Cristales son. Voluntad, magia. Ese lo voy a vender. La saleta. Ah, mira, otro. Collar tribal. Ya tengo varios regalos. Esto sí se vende. Creo que todo esto lo puedo vender, ¿no? Cuarzo. Caja sellada. Claro, esto está bien. botas de armadura laminada, ¿eh? Igual es mejor la que tiene él. Resistencia a los hechizos. Este es mejor, parece. Para Morrigan no tengo nada.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them? There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Bueno, yo me acordaba que no se llevaban bien Alistair y Morgan. Igual es mejor la idea de Alistair, porque la de Morgan es media suicida, digo.
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress, and that's thousands of miles away. I can give you directions, if you like. He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is. If we head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there. We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy. Technically, the Circle of Magi is independent. We don't know that the Chantry won't support us, of course.
You truly believe that?
If we speak to the first Enchanter, he should see that his responsibility to the Grey Wardens supersedes anything the Chantry or even Tairn Loghain might have to say about it. If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course. Then you have a plan. Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Al-Eman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it. Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Sí, yo creo que una buena idea sería ir a Risco Rojo, me parece, primero. Una gallina voladora.
I have a wonder, Alistair, if you will indulge me.
Do I have a choice?
Of the two of you that remain, are you not the senior Grey Warden here? I find it curious that you allow another to lead while you follow.
You find that curious, do you?
In fact, you defer to a new recruit. Is this the policy of the Grey Wardens, or simply a personal one?
What do you want to hear? That I prefer to follow? I do.
You sound so very defensive.
Couldn't you crawl into a bush somewhere and die? That would be great, thanks.
Es mala Morgan, ¿eh? Y bueno, me sorprende que a pesar de ser un juego del 2009 tiene también que se hablan entre ellos, como los juegos más nuevos de Dragon Age.
I want to go home.
Él también está volando.
Where can we go? This is no better than what we left.
It has begun.
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing you want. Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves. And he persists. Maddening!
No me gustaba que no le gustaban los perros. Digo, no me acordaba.
It's just a guess, but I'm thinking everyone in Lothering is aware of the approaching Darkspawn horde.